discuss some of the important topics. We are going to discuss most important topics and types of questions, atoms and molecules, and the fourth chapter is structure. Hello everybody. So today we are going to discuss about the most important topics from your grade 9 chemistry. So total there are 4 chapters in your grade 9 chemistry. The very first chapter is matter in our surroundings. The second chapter is matter around us pure. Then the third one is the most important one, atoms and molecules, and the fourth chapter is structure of the atom. So let us discuss some of the important topics, some of the important types of questions and weightage of every chapter from all of these 4 topics. All right, so let us begin with the session. Okay, so what are we going to discuss, everybody? So we are going to discuss most important topics and types of questions from all the 4 chapters that are in your grade 9 chemistry. Yeah? Okay. So the very first chapter is matter in our surroundings. So which are the important, most important concepts from your this chapter? So let us look around the most important concepts from your matter in our surroundings. So what are the characteristics of particles of matter? So important 2-mark question can be asked from your this concept, that is characteristics of particles of matter. So you should know which are the important characteristics of particles of matter. So for example, particles of matter are in continuous motion, particles of matter attract each other, and particles of matter have some spaces between them. So 2 marks important question can be asked from your first topic, that is characteristics of particles of matter. Then the second most important topic from this chapter is comparison between properties of solids, liquids and gases. Clear? So you have 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So you have to remember all the properties of solid, liquids and gases, and you should be able to know how to write the distinguishing points between solids, liquids and gases. The third one is property of diffusion. Diffusion is a very important concept from this chapter because diffusion is related to a very important concept from this chapter which will tell you about many things, and by the knowledge of this concept you can write different give reasons from this chapter. All right, then we have interconversion of states of matter. Interconversion of states of matter means from one state to another different state. So how many processes are involved in this interconversion of states of matter? So total there are 6 processes involved in this interconversion of states of matter. So you should know what is the definition, what do you mean by interconversion of states of matter, and which are the 6 processes involved in the interconversion of states of matter. So we have 6 processes. Do you know the names of all these 6 processes? So those are the very important ones. Okay. So the first one is melting. Melting is also called as fusion. The second one is freezing. Freezing is also called as solidification. Then we have boiling. Okay. Boiling is also called as vaporization. Then we have condensation. The name of the 5th process is sublimation. And the 6th one is deposition. All right. So all the definitions, all 6 definitions should be very clear in your minds because all these 6 processes are very important from your exam point of view. Clear? Then we have boiling versus evaporation. Which are the major differences between boiling versus evaporation? So you should know this concept very well because 3 to 4 marks question can be asked from over here. All right. Then the last but not the least important topic from this chapter is factors affecting evaporation. So you people should know how many different factors affect evaporation. Which are the 4 factors that affect evaporation? So we know that we have 4 factors affecting evaporation: surface area, temperature, humidity. Okay, surface area, temperature, humidity, and the 4th one is what? So that's a homework for you. Okay. Chalo. So now we are going to talk about different types of questions that can be asked from this chapter. Okay, so we can expect different types of definitions. Okay, so for 1 marks, different types of definitions can be asked. Then we can expect distinguished questions. Okay, so differences between solids, liquids, and gases, differences between evaporation and boiling. So such questions can be asked from your exam point of view. Then we have give reasons, as I already told you. So first chapter is all about give reasons. So if you have very good command on your first chapter, you can easily solve give reasons from this chapter. And the fourth type of question is explain a concept with the help of a well labeled diagram. So you will need to draw a diagram. You will need to explain that diagram in brief. Okay. So this is a theory-based explanation question. Now, let us come to chapter number 2. What is that chapter number 2 saying? What is the name of chapter number 2? So, the name of chapter number 2 is Matter Around Us Pure? So, again, let us discuss the most favorable, important topics, teacher favorite topics from this chapter, okay? So, now what do we have? We have pure substances versus mixtures. Okay, so how can you relate, how can you list the points of differences between pure substance and mixtures? So this is what the very first important topic is. Then we have types of mixtures. How many types of mixtures do you have, everybody? So we have 2 types of mixtures. Which are the 2 types of mixtures, everybody? Which are the 2 types of mixtures? Homogeneous mixture, and we have heterogeneous mixture. Clear? So you should know the points of differences between homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Then we have solution, suspension, and colloids and their properties. So again, very, very important topic from your exam point of view. Literally 3 to 4 marks questions can be asked from this topic. Okay, so you should know what is a solution, what is a suspension, what is a colloid, and you should be able to compare the differences between solution, colloids, and suspensions. Then we have numericals based on concentration of a solution. Okay, so this, like in this chapter, literally a 3 marks question can be directly asked in your exam to calculate the concentration of a solution. Okay, then we have classification of colloids and their types. Okay, so which are the 2 components of colloids? Okay, then we have different types of colloids based on the different components. Okay, so 2 components of colloids are dispersed phase and dispersed medium. Okay, so what happens when dispersed phase is solid? What happens when dispersed medium is solid? What type of colloid is called as? So such questions can be asked in your exam. So very great example I can give you is okay, so when your dispersed phase is liquid and your dispersed medium is also liquid, then what is the type of colloid called as? What is the special name of that colloid called as? So that special name is called as emulsion. What it is called as? It is called as emulsion. Clear? Then we have types of solution. There are 3 types of solution: saturated solution, supersaturated solution, and unsaturated solution. So you should know the definitions, the meanings, the explanation of all the types of concepts from this chapter, because this chapter is also important from your exam point of view. There are many n number of concepts in this chapter, but out of all those concepts, these are the important ones. Focus on these concepts because these are really important from your exam point of view. Clear? Now let us see again the different types of questions that can be asked from this chapter. Again, we have definitions. Okay, so 1 mark definitions can be asked from this chapter. Be prepared for writing the definitions. Do not mug up the definitions. If you understand the concept, you can easily write the definitions. Clear? Then we again have distinguished questions. Clear? Then we have classification questions. Okay, into how many types can you classify mixtures? Into how many types can you classify heterogeneous mixtures? So okay, so heterogeneous mixtures are classified into 2 types, colloids and suspensions. Clear? Then we have explain a concept with the help of again a well labeled diagram. So you would be having a question wherein you need to draw a diagram. Okay, then you need to explain it with the help of a diagram. All right, then you also have numericals in this question, and you also have application based questions. Clear everybody? Numericals not as such those solving numericals, yes, but you can get such application based questions such as identify X, identify Y, identify Z. So these are also considered as numerical based questions only. Moreover, they are called as application based question. So this was for your chapter number 2. Now let us discuss about chapter number 3, that is atoms and molecules. The most important chapter, the foundational chapter that will lead to your further knowledge. So if you are planning to pursue science in your 11th standard, okay, whether it is PCM, whether it is PCB, okay, so chemistry would remain common in both of the fields, okay. So if you're planning to pursue science, please focus on this chapter, because this chapter is really very important from your from your higher education point of view, okay. So which are the different concepts from this chapter that you really need to focus on, okay. So the very first concept is 2 laws of chemical combination. Now tell me, which are the 2 laws of chemical combination, everybody? So there are 2 laws of chemical combination. One is law of conservation of mass, and the second one is law of definite proportion. Clear? Then the second most important concept is postulates of John Dalton's atomic theory. 5 marks direct question in your exam. Which are the different postulates of John Dalton's atomic theory? Name all the postulates. Clear? So you have to write all the 5 to 6 postulates from this John Dalton's atomic theory. Again, very, very important question from your board point of view or from your exam point of view. Clear? So then we have the concept of atomic mass, molecular mass, and formula unit mass. So all these 3 definitions are literally asked in your exam, okay. What do you mean by atomic mass? What is the difference between atomic mass and molecular mass and formula unit mass? So you should know that minor difference between molecular mass, formula unit mass, and atomic mass. Clear? Then we have concept of ions and classification of ions. So ions are classified into 2 categories, right? Which 2 categories? So the first one is cation and the second one is anion. You should know both of these 2 categories. Clear everybody? And you should know the further category of cation and anion also based on the number of atoms, okay. So based on number of atoms, cations are further classified into again 2 types. Which 2 types, everybody? Monoatomic cation and polyatomic cation. Again, anions are also classified into which 2 categories? Monoatomic anion and polyatomic anion. Clear? Then we have atomicity and its classification. Very hot favorite question from your teacher point of view. What do you mean by atomicity? Calculate the atomicity and state the type of the following compounds that are given in your question paper. Okay, so very important question, again literally for 3 to 4 marks question, okay. Then the last concept is valency and writing the chemical formula. Very, very, very important question, okay. So valency is very important question from chapter number 3 also and from chapter number 4 also, okay. So you should know the meaning of valency. You should know how to calculate the valency. Clear everybody? Then writing chemical formula. You should know the different steps that are involved in writing a chemical formula. Is that clear everybody? So these are the most important, most what you can say, crucial topics from atoms and molecules. I hope you please work on all of these topics, because if you work on all of these topics, I am damn sure that nobody would be losing any mark in chemistry. All right, so now let us discuss the types of questions that are involved from this topic, okay. So which are the different types of questions that are going to be asked in your this chapter? So let us discuss one by one, okay. So again, the first one remains same, definitions can be asked. So for example, define atomic mass unit, define molecular mass, define formula unit mass, so define atomicity, define valency. Okay, so all such definitions can be asked from this chapter. Clear? Then again we have distinguish questions. Okay, distinguish questions. So differences between molecules of element and molecules of compound, differences between cation and ion, differences between what you can say molecules of elements and molecules of compound is done. So differences between like there was one concept over here, so differences between atomicity. Okay, so what do you mean by monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic and polyatomic? So such differences can be asked in your exam. Clear? Then we have classification questions, very important. So maximum classifications are involved in this chapter and in the second chapter, that is matter around is pure. That's why I have put this 1 point in your classification of questions. Okay, then we have give reasons and theory questions. Clear? Theory questions are very, very important from this chapter. Please do them. Then again we have numericals. So calculate atomicity, calculate molecular mass, calculate formula unit mass. So all such types of numericals can be asked in your exam. Okay, and one more concept is remaining over here, percentage composition. Percentage composition. Clear? So percentage composition is also very important from this chapter. I have already taught you what do you mean by percentage composition, how to calculate it. Okay, so it is also under the category of numericals only. Then we have application based questions, very important. If you know the conceptual things from this chapter, you will be easily able to solve the application based questions from this chapter. Clear, everybody? So please do not mug up anything, just remember the concepts, try to understand them, revise the concepts regularly so that you don't face problem in solving application based questions. Clear? The last chapter for the day is structure of atoms. So again, very, very, very important topic from all the 4 chapters. So let us discuss important questions. All the atomic models, very important. All the atomic models, do not forget to not study any of the atomic model. Clear? Because like all the atomic models you have to study. If you skip any one, then it won't be useful for your exam, because in your exam any one atomic model can be asked. Clear? So total we have discussed 4 atomic models in this chapter. So the very first atomic model was J.J. Thomson's atomic model. The second one was Ernest Rutherford's atomic model. The third one was Neil Bohr's atomic model. Clear? And the fourth one was distribution of electrons. How to distribute electrons according to Bohr and Bury scheme. Okay. So all these 4 points are literally very important from your exam point of view. Distribution of electrons in Bohr and Bury scheme. Then we also have concept of electronic configuration. Okay, so if you want to know the knowledge of electronic configuration, you should know the elements, the first 20 elements in order. Clear? If you know that first 20 elements in order, you will be easily able to write the electronic configurations for first 20 elements. Clear? Then we have valence electrons, the concept of valence shell. Okay, then we also have atomic number and mass number, and the last but most important concept is isotopes and isobars. And also you can get a concept over here, average atomic mass of isotope. Clear? So there can be a numerical in your exam. Calculate the average atomic mass of an isotope. So 2 isotopes can be given. Percentage compositions, percentage abundance of both of the isotopes can be given, and atomic mass can be given. So you should know which is the correct formula to use, and according to formula substitute all the values and find the average atomic mass of isotope. So the types of questions again from this chapter is definitions is common for every chapter. Clear? Then we have explain theory with help of a diagram. Okay, so this can be related to your atomic models. Clear? Then the third one again is distinguish questions. Then the fourth one is drawing of atomic models. How to draw atomic models? So you have to focus on nucleus, you have to focus on number of electrons, you have to focus on number of protons, and you have to focus how many shells, how many orbits are concerned with that particular atom. Clear? Then we have numericals, as I said earlier on, average atomic mass of isotope, and again application based questions are really very important from this chapter. So please understand that application based questions need a lot of revision of conceptual questions, okay, conceptual theory. You should be very strong with your concepts. Clear? If you are very strong with your concepts, you can easily apply your concept in this application based questions. All right, so this was the summary for the 4 chapters. Now let us discuss the weightage. How much marks a chapter holds? Okay, so total 25 marks out of 80 marks is kept for chemistry. Clear? Out of the 25 marks from your first chapter, 3 to 4 marks can be asked. Okay, so 3 to 4 marks questions can be asked from your first chapter. The second chapter holds a weightage of again 3 to 4 marks. Clear? Then the third chapter, atoms and molecules, it holds a weightage of 6 to 8 marks. So the last 2 chapters are very important that you need to focus, and structure of atom holds a weightage again of 6 to 9 marks. Clear? So last chapter is utmost important. Clear? But focus on all the chapters if you want to score 25 on 25, and if you follow my path, if you follow the important topics from all these 4 chapters, I am damn sure, I guarantee you that you will be able to score out in your chemistry. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to entertain you with such more interesting videos in future. All right, thank you so much. Bye bye.